forget, 'cause just a prayer away. Don't give up now, trust the process and keep learning. And if you need a friend, we're in this together, together, together. We're in this together, together, together. We're in this together, together, together. Together as a family in faith and melody.
Welcome back, everyone. This is INCRadio's Faith and Melody, and we have deep conversations and life affirming conversations, and while also listening to the English and Cristo original music. And today we're talking about the simple but powerful act of just being there for the people that we care about. And whether it's during the highs or the lows, showing up doesn't need to be dramatic, it just needs to be real. I'm Belle from the United Kingdom.
Never thought I'd live to see a true miracle happening, but in Him was the proof. The prophecy of God came true. An angel from a distant land, from a distant time, it all began. The words of God He preached, the truth so pure and clear. God had guided him through every burden, and he was chosen to help guide us to our home in heaven. Remember all the things that he has done out of his love for us. He was a messenger in these last days, who was sent by God to show the way for all mankind to know the truth. In the Church of Christ we will be saved if we remain till that great day. All of us will gather there if we have true faith. He's the messenger of God in these last days. Through his word, God's mission shone brightly all across the world, and he labored so the world will come to know the church. His dedication never ceased. Through his preaching truth we came to know, so that all would receive the salvation when the Lord returns. And he was not afraid of the duty he was given. He never wavered in his hope or faith. He never stopped believing. Now the church continues to go strong, and it's through God's love for us. He was the messenger in these last days, who was sent by God to show the way for all mankind to know the truth. In the Church of Christ we will
Yes, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. Hopefully, you can all hear me over there on YouTube. But yes, this is Jay and Bell on INCRadio's Faith and Melody. And if you're watching us live right now in the Philippines, I'm not sure what time it is because I know we started a little bit late. We had a little bit of technical difficulties, but I'm so glad, so happy. We're both happy, right, Bell? For you to be joining us today on our broadcast, where later on the show, we're talking about the art of showing up. And even though we had some technical difficulties, we're here, we're showing up for each one of you. So hopefully you can join us. Before we get into the topic discussion, let's do a quick kickoff chat. Yeah?
Our present words, this is our live transform. Let us know if it's something that you're willing to take up as a
Kickoff chat. All right,
So
kickoff
for
chat.
so for our kickoff chat today, since our topic is the art of showing up, let's start off with listing three things that would be in your show up for a friend kit. And in this case, the scenario is if your friend is feeling down. And earlier, while we were waiting, we had quite a few responses. But before we go into those, Jay, why don't you share with us three things that would be in your show up for a friend kit?
Show up for a friend. Pizza and coffee for me. That's what I would bring if I ever wanted, show up for a friend. Pizza, coffee, and myself. Right? It's always nice to be there for your friends. It's always nice. Food is always better when you share with other people, and coffee is always great because it takes time to make, takes time to cool down, takes time to drink, gives you time to talk to each other. So it's all about spending good time with each other. How about you, Belle?
Well, for me, gelato or ice cream, I feel
Of
like
course.
it makes everyone happy. And it's just when you're feeling down, I feel like you need that pickup. And gelato is one of the good snacks that could lighten up the mood. And also, like, I would probably like prepare a fun activity, probably food related. It's much easier and more fun. And also an ear to listen because at the end of the day, they are having a hard time or they're feeling down. So yeah, I'm there to listen to them, to my friends. But
Nice.
here, but here in Team Live Chat, we have Carolyn Chang who was able to share with us friend kit, hugs, shopping money, and shrimp. And I love that she included hugs because that's one of a great way to comfort one of your loved ones or your friends. And here, Jonna Grace Lopez says three things: me, of course, my smile, and happy energy. That's that's good. That's quite radiant and positive. And I love how she included happy energy because at the end of the day, like your friend could be going to you, and if you're not feeling as as positive, then it might make them feel even more down. So that's good, Jonah. And here we also have Rod Kahaya joining us again. And he said here, a smile, food, and words of encouragement. And that really is a good um, show up for a friend kit. And he also wrote down a acronym already, which is quite good. He said here, the art of showing up. Things happen every time. Always readily trying open-hearted focus. So happiness overcomes worsening incidents, needing God's unconditional power.
Wow.
And
Wow.
wow, that just left me speechless. It's just really good, Rod, and thank you for sharing that. And thank you also to those who are, here to support us, even though there were some technical difficulties, but we are here now, and you truly proved the art of showing up. And
Yes.
with that said, before we start off with our topic discussion for today, let's start off with another musical break, which is and we will be playing for you Tutupad Parin and Together. Hope you
Well,
enjoy.
actually, just so that we can get into our topic discussion, we're going
Oh,
to only just play tutupad pa rin.
Pa rin.
Otherwise, we might run out of time, right? So, tutupad pa rin. So, stay tuned, everyone. After this musical break, we'll be right back with our topic discussion.
Gigising ng maaga, uniforme ko'y plansyado na. Kahit madaling araw, excited na't kapilya ay tanaw. Ilog man o karagatan, maputik man ang daraanan, batag o bako-bakong daan, hindi makahadlang, di mapipigilan sa sinumpaan. Isa ang nasa isipan, tutupad pa rin. Kahit na anong hirap at tiisin, tutupad pa rin. Kahit may panganib at kahit pusigil, tutupad pa rin. Di kaya man o lungkay, pangakong labong buhay, sigaw ng pusuan, tutupad pa rin. Dahil tawag ng tungkulin, tutupad pa rin. Huwag kang magtaka kung sa overtime di ako kasama. Merong mas mahalaga higit pa sa ganyang biyaya. Kahit na pagod sa trabaho, magpapahinga lang ng kaunti. Alam kong di ako malulugi kung tutupad muli. Di mapipigilan sa sinumpaan. Isa ang nasa isipan, tutupad pa rin. Kahit na anong hirap at tiisin, tutupad pa rin. Kahit may panganib at kahit pusin, tutupad pa rin. Di kaya man o lupay, pangakong habang buhay, sigaw ng pusuan, tutupad pa rin. Dahil tawag ng tungkulin, tutupad pa rin. Masaya kahit napapagod, dahil sa alam kong may kabuluhan ang paglilingkod. Di manghihinayang sa pagtupad ng tungkulin, at di papayag na mawala pa ito sa akin. Di mapipigilan sa sinumpaan. Isa ang nasa isipan, tutupad pa rin. Kahit na anong hirap at tiisin, tutupad pa rin. Kahit may panganib at kahit
Welcome back, everyone, to Faith and Melody. And I know you can see Belle right now. But so with that, we just listened to Tutupad Pa Rin. But today's topic is about the art of showing up. And I am trying to make myself show up on the screen right now. So give me a moment. There you go. But yes, we're focusing on what it truly means to be there for our friends, no matter what we're facing, what they might be facing, from celebrating each other's wins to standing by them throughout the struggles that they might experience. Let's all discover together the simple act of showing up and how it can make all the difference with each other. And so with that, we've got the first couple of questions to kick off our discussion is kind of similar to the kickoff chat. If you could have a show up squad, right? We'll call them a show up squad, a group of people, a group of your closest friends, a show up squad. If they can appear anytime for you, what would they bring for you? In our kickoff chat, we asked you what you would bring, what 3 things you would bring for your friends, for your show up kit that if you wanted to bring for your friends. But what would you like? What would you like your show up squad to bring for you? Belle, what's your one? What would you like your show up squad? If you had a squad or a group of people, right? Your closest friends, they could appear with you for any time, for whatever reason. What would they bring? What should they bring for you? Oh, I think you're muted at the moment, Belle.
Thank you. Sorry, I was so excited to answer that. I forgot to mute. But definitely food. That's a
Mhm.
must.
What
Especially if
so
it's
specifically,
down.
what food for you?
Chicken nuggets.
You're right.
Or I've been into salmon sinigang lately. So that one as well. And ice vanilla matcha, it needs to be there. As well as
Ice
board games.
vanilla matcha. Okay.
Yes, and board games, so it's fun. And skincare, like you can bring like face mask or whatever. But yeah, that makes me happy. So
So like you guys do like a nice glow up skincare routine
yeah,
together and while you're eating chicken nuggets. I get that. I get that. And drinking what was that? Vanilla matcha?
ice ice vanilla matcha. Yeah,
Ice vanilla matcha. Okay.
it's
I've
like a
never actually
nice
seen that drink.
it's like a nice uh ice vanilla
Yeah.
latte, but instead of just like milk or coffee, it's with matcha.
Okay, sounds tasty. Sounds tasty. Sounds like a fun thing. That would be nice, right? For me, my show up squad, I think just being there is always a great thing. So as long as they show up and they have their unidentified, undivided attention is what I'm trying to say. If they give me my undivided attention, you're not distracted with your phones and things like that. That's what I love. I also asked Jem this question, and she says that she wants her show up squad to bring cute stuff. So you know how you can get food that are presented cutely, or in Japanese, kawaii, right? Like cute figurines or cute food, things like that. And for Jem and I, since we're both parents who have spent a lot of time looking after our daughter since of her disability, someone who could like give us a little bit of time so that they can look after Lena. Maybe they can look after the housework because that's where I spend most of my time. I want my show up squad to handle some of the housework at home, folding laundry, ironing, washing, the things that are very time consuming. People don't really want to
Yeah.
do mowing the lawn or things like that. Like just getting that off my plate would be the best thing ever for my show up squad to do. Let's go ahead and read what some of our Ohana in live chat are sharing with us. Quickly saying hello. I know we greeted a few of our Ohana, Kuya Rod, to Jonas there. Brian Torres saying happy watching to everyone. From Washington, D.C. Manong Delmar Domino is saying aloha to everyone from the locale of Wailuku, District of Hawaii Pacific. And here we've got Rod saying for him, he wants his show up squad to bring music, smiles, food, drinks, and a happy mood, right? You don't want your show up squad to turn up all sad, right? So you want them to show up with a happy mood. So that's always nice. And we've got also, what else was there? Oh, and Brian also sharing here. My squad would bring jokes, Korean barbecue, and ice cream cake. Actually, I would go with that. I would go with Korean barbecue too. If my show off squad could always turn up with Korean barbecue, that would be the best. That would be the best thing.
Wow.
As well, right? And Tijona says, Bestie will bring shrimp and laughter. If you love seafood, right? Shrimp and things like that. I know Jem would love her show up squad to always bring lobster. She just loves lobster. And the thing is, lobster here in Australia is quite small compared to the lobster in the US. So I get what she means there. But if there's a simple thing, let's move on. What's a simple thing that someone that maybe in real life, right? So not in hypothetical. So what has a simple thing that one of your friends, someone that you know, has done for you that has made your day, right? Maybe you were having not such a great day, maybe things weren't turning out the best way, or whatever it might be, just not the greatest day so far. And your friend did something for you that made your day. What was that thing that your friend did? Belle, why don't you go ahead and start?
Okay. Like, not to get all sentimental and sappy. Like, just simply having them being happy to see me. Like, for me, I'm the type of friend that no matter how often we see each other, I'm still gonna be happy to see you. I'm just like, oh, hello, even though I've seen you like yesterday or like just a few hours ago. So yeah, it's just nice if you have friends that are happy to see you or just happy to approach you as well. And another thing that is really simple, but it really makes a difference is when you're hugging someone and they hug you back tighter.
Mm.
That really makes a difference because it's not just like a pat in the back. It's just more meaningful and you feel more comforted.
No, that's
But
true.
yeah, I think just yeah, those simple things. But what about you, Jay? Like um simple things do matter and they make the difference. So what's something simple that has made you happy
I
throughout your
wonder if
day?
those things that you just mentioned, has that actually recently happened to you? Has somebody, yeah? Oh, okay, it's good. It's good. For me, just recently, it would be like uh, actually making the time to hang out, right? Like one of the latest, most recent celebrations that I had. And then I had a friend that actually she made the time to actually meet us a little bit further away from where she lives and hang out with us. And the great thing is, it was also unexpected. I didn't really want her to bring any gift or anything like that, but she brought a mug it's called, I should have brought it, but it's like back there somewhere. It's a coffee mug that's covered with fun facts, right?
Oh,
So it's like no matter where you look, you're looking inside the mug, you're looking at the handle of the mug or underneath the mug. There's always a fun fact that you can read. It's covered with it, right? Things such as, did you know, right? Here's a fun fact. Did you know the width of the country of Australia is wider than the width of the moon, right? So just talking about the width, not like the circumference or anything, but from
yeah.
end to end of Australia, it's wider than that of the moon, right? So that's a fun fact. And
Yeah.
little things like that you wouldn't expect. Things such as like the difference between Celsius and Fahrenheit and kind of like where the freezing points are and the boiling points and things like that. Pretty cool, pretty interesting. And I love that because I like little fun facts and things like that. And it was in a mug. So I like my coffee. So, and tea.
Yeah.
So tea, coffee, fun facts all in one. It's like perfect. I was just like, that made my day.
Perfect.
I know, right? And totally unexpected. I just wanted her to hang out and have some fish and chips. And she brought a mug. And I was like, that's so awesome. So I didn't expect that. And that was great. But having something like that when it can really relate to you, who you are as a person and what you're interested in, like that comes from a place of you talking to each other, building stronger friendships and like learning what each other are interested in. So that's just kind of like that little thing there. Let's read a couple here. Brian says, reacting with a smile and or heart to all I send to my friends and families. And Rod says here, getting a smile back. And also, he shares a nice, firm handshake, right? A nice, firm handshake. And he also likes that fact. He says it's out of this world. But, those little things are great. You can always do something where just spending time with someone, right? Like just them being there and being attentive to you, getting a handshake back, getting a smile back from someone makes your day. Because sometimes people are so engrossed in the things that are kind of like just on their plate and the things that's frustrating them, right? So they're so busy with those other things that they don't really pay like as much attention to like a conversation. So it's nice when people are present, when they are around you, especially if you need them. So in your opinion, Belle, and for those who are listening to us, why does being present often matter more, right, than having fancy advice or solutions or even gifts? Like, why is being present more important than all those other little things?
Because personally, for me, most of the time, I don't really need to hear the solution. Like, you just want to let it out. You just want to vent it to your friend or your loved one because you just feel so much frustration during that time. So,
Mm,
of course, like a way for you, like at least my way, um, venting out really helps me, like, feel relieved, but also, uh, and most of the time, I do know what to do already, or I just want to feel validated or feel understood. So I'd rather have someone to lean on rather than having someone to tell me, oh, this is the solution, this is what you should do. But then you still feel sad about it, or you still feel frustrated about the situation. So for me, at the end of the day, being present, just being there itself really makes the difference. And having someone to listen or someone who you can lean on when it gets tough really helps. So that's why for me, uh, being present and being there, like mentally and emotionally there for that person, that then you'll be able to truly make the most of that moment and truly comfort that person as well. But yeah, I feel like when it comes to that important stuff, there shouldn't be any distraction, it should be just like the two of you, then no devices, what you ask from your show up squad. So yes, it's just the art of
showing
really
up,
being there. Yeah, showing
being
up.
right. It's not just being present around them, but actually paying attention, right? Being engaged in the person, in the conversation. That makes the most. Like, you not knowing what to say, it's okay. But if you're there, you're showing support, right? Whether it's support because someone is graduating, someone's celebrating a birthday, someone is spending a moment of their life that they're really proud of, but then also vice versa, right? If they're going through something challenging or difficult, and you just being there, and even if you don't know what to do, right? Just you showing support, just you trying to do something, kind of like shows that you're cheering them on, you're supporting them without making all the noise, right? If you're the type of person who doesn't like to make all the noise and it's not the extrovert person, you can still show that you are supporting a person just by simply being there and saying, hey, I'm here for you, in a way, like in your own special way, right? Actually, I want to read this one from Brian. He shared here. Actually, no, this one here is from Manong Delmar. He says, someone volunteering to help me without me asking. Right? Sometimes you just going out of your way to help a friend, to help someone, and volunteering how you can help them and being specific about it. Like, you may not know how to help them, but you can go, hey, can I get you this, can I get you this meal, or can I get you this coffee, or even just bringing it directly to them, right? Something simple. Say, hey, can I help you set up? Hey, can I help vacuum your car? Hey, can I help take your car somewhere? Or like for us, it's great when we have some people that goes, let me take Lena off your hands and take her to the playground while you and Jem can like rest or relax for a little bit, right? That's kind of like one of the things that means the world, especially for Jem and I, who is constantly 24 hours a day, the carer for our daughter, right? Having someone, and we've actually have someone that's done that. It's like they came in and they goes, hey, you know, let me take her for like an hour or two. I'll take her to the playgrounds. I'll take her to that place where everybody knows, that fast food place where she likes the fries and the burgers. And then, you know, I'll take her and show her like, you know, let her play for a little bit while you and Jem, you know, relax, have a cup of coffee, you know, go get some brunch or something like that. That's kind of like what we really love. Another one here is Rod says being present is being a present for your friend at that given moment. And I can 100% relate to that. And it resonates with me, like, you know, just being there for whatever the occasion is, whether it's a celebration or maybe it's a tough time that you're going through. And you don't know, maybe you don't even know how to help your friend, but you just being there and showing that you care, saying that, you know, is there, you know, can I help you with this or whatever else like that? It's just being present, or maybe being just an ear for them to speak to. It's like a nice way to have a friend be like a present. So I do totally relate with that. That resonates with me, Rod. And Brian also says here, just being present for someone is always important. This is the intangible things in life that cannot be matched. To be there and make them feel not alone is very important, right? So totally agree with that. I think everyone in our live chat, our Ohana there, has been sharing the same kind of sentiment on the importance of just showing up, of being present, and not just showing up and then being distracted, but actually being engaged, being present, being mindful of what the other person is saying, how they're acting, you know, just joining. If they're having a celebration and they're like enjoying that celebration, like celebrate with them and not just be on social media and talking to other people, right? Like kind of like being present is a present. I love that. I love what our Hannah is sharing. But before we continue with the other parts of our discussion, Belle, why don't you go ahead and introduce what we're going to be listening to?
So for our next song, it'll be Every Moment. So we'll be right back. Hope you enjoy.
Call to God every moment, and you'll see how far you can run. Call to God every moment, and you'll see how high you can climb. There's no boundaries, no worries, no limits to what you can do. If to Him you are true, Lord God will see you through. He is with you, He will always be right by your side forever. He is with you, never worry, you will never be alone. Always call to always call to
Call to God every moment, and you'll see how much He cares. Call to God every moment, and He'll save you from all your fears. With God, you can achieve all the greatest of things. There's no walls you can't break, nothing grounding your wings. If you trust in God and obey all of His teachings, with you, you can do anything. He is with you,
And I say,
is with
just hold on, always go to Him. Just hold on, always go to Him.
Welcome back, everyone, to Faith and Melody. And we are continuing our discussion on the art of showing up. And one of the times when most people, me in particular, but I'm sure other people out there also have a hard time, perhaps, of showing up for the people that they care about, might be when there might be certain reasons why it might be difficult. So I just want to see, and get an idea what holds you back sometimes from showing up for other people, especially for other people that are your close friends, people that you love. Is there something that holds you back sometimes? For me, one of the things is just personally being emotionally exhausted. Like I mentioned, Jem and I were carers for our daughter being in the autism spectrum. It's a lot of emotional requirement, really. Like you really have to be emotionally strong. But what thing that we have figured out is that you always wake up and start each day with a certain amount of capacity to your emotional limit and to everything else to be able to handle the day, to be handle the cries, to be handle like the demands, to be handle all the things that comes through you emotionally, that it's hard sometimes for us to give even more to other people, right? To our friends. Like it doesn't mean that we do. It's just that is one of those things sometimes that we need to recover first before we reach out to a friend who might be going through their own tough time, or for us to actually be there. It's not something that affects everyone, I don't think. Especially I think for people like us who have a lot of demands on our emotional self and our mental self, and to be always composed, to be always calm, to always be making the best decision and things like that when we're dealing in our situation, right? That's probably like a unique experience that not many people experience. But what about you, Belle? Like what's one of the things perhaps that holds you back that, maybe our Ohana, our viewers might also relate to?
For me, something similar, like being on survival mode. Um, because during that time, you try to get together every bits or every ounce of energy to get through your own trials, right? And one thing that not many people say, but when you're going through something, it's quite isolating. You
Mm.
feel isolated because it feels like you're the only one who's going through it, and it feels like you're the only one who knows. So yes, that's why sometimes it's hard to show up for others. Although you want to show up for them, it's not something that we don't want to do for them, especially for our loved ones. But yes, it happens. But one thing is, you know, at the end of the day, they also try to understand you when you are going through something. So yes, I feel like also the thought counts as well when it comes to that.
Yeah, like we try to, right? But when sometimes you just have a lot on your plate, maybe you're going through your own challenges as well, that you know that to take on, or not take on, but kind of just like to be there for someone else when you're in the midst of your own struggles. It's challenging. It's not impossible. It's possible, right? You can do it, but it's very challenging and taxing on your own internal resources, right? Like for us to be there, for us to show engagement, for us to show concern, for us to show love, we can do it, even though we're going through our own struggles, but it's hard, right? It's like, it's not easy. And there is a certain moments in life when you're just going through so much and that holds you back going, I just can't today. You know, I want to be there, but I just can't give anymore because of what I'm facing myself and what I'm going through myself, emotionally, mentally, all those sort of things. But we try to do in some little way, perhaps, to show that we still are thinking about them, still caring about them, right? Like the thing is, all of us, we realize we all go through our own challenges. And as much as we feel sad for the other person, right? We might feel, we feel sorry for them and whatever else. It doesn't directly affect us because it affects them, right? Like they're the one that's going through it. But the thing is, flip it around the other way. We're also going through our own thing that doesn't affect other people. So I think kind of that, I don't know if you agree with that, Belle, but kind of just like knowing that, what you're going through is sad and I want to be here for you, but I'm also going through my own challenges and my own problems, right? And I have to deal with that myself because that doesn't concern you, blah, blah, blah. But showing up, like that's important. And I think we're going to get to that in our discussion, why it's still very important for us to keep on showing up with others. But before we do that, actually, we can put that part up in the live chat so our Ohana can start typing their answers, because we're going to ask, how can we keep showing up for people even if we feel a little awkward sometimes, maybe we feel unsure, right? Or maybe you're just not feeling directly that you have the capacity right now, emotionally, mentally, whatever it might be, physically, to be able to take on that extra time to give to your friend, just like everything else is going crazy in your life, right? But how can we keep on showing up for people? Because we want to, especially our loved ones and the people that we care about. So we'll get that question posted there. Let me just read a couple of these insights from our Ohana. When we ask the question, like what holds you back sometimes, Rod shares here, I think sometimes it's the negativity that they have, which is, I think that is also something that is something I can resonate with. You don't want to hang around negative people. And the thing is, sometimes, to be fair, challenges brings out a lot of negative emotions when you're in the thick of it, right? When you're in the thick of the challenges and the problems in life, right? Sometimes that negativity is contagious, and you know that. So maybe that negativity is something that might be holding you back. So that's at least how I'm reading Rod's comment and how I understand it. But there's also different ways to read that. Brian shares here, if there's something that holds me back, it's timing. But after I feel like this person is ready to talk, I will always be ready for them. So that's another great insight. It could be timing that is what holding back some people. And Carolyn Atikare shares here, what holds me back is disappointing them, not being able to help them, cause it would hurt me more than them not able to make things easy for them. This is something I just want to share because, Belle, I don't know if you agree with this, because I feel like this is a guy thing, just because maybe what I'm hearing on social media and whatnot, where guys always want to try and fix the problem. Whereas sometimes for the sisters, for the females out there, they just like to vent and they want to be able to speak out their problems, but not really have somebody tell them what to do or tell them how to fix it. And personal experience, that's something that I've been learning from Jem, because I've noticed that I am that type of person. I am a fixer. Like whenever she comes to me with a problem or something that she's going or struggling with, my first instinct, and again, I don't know if this is just a guy thing or this is just a Jay thing, but my first instinct is to tell her what to do to fix it. And she, with enough open communication between us over the times, she's like, I just want you to listen. Right? I just want to vent it and everything else. I just want you to hear it out. And I just want you to be the ear for me to listen to and kind of just like share in this story and share what I'm feeling. I don't need to hear how to fix it. So sometimes there's that little side of it as well, right? Like when you don't know how to fix something, then maybe that holds you back from being there. But then on the flip side of that, and I always like seeing things in different angles. But on the opposite side, if you're always the one that whenever somebody tells you that they're going through this, oh, this was so bad, oh, I woke up so late, and your first thing is like, well, you should just sleep earlier. Oh, you should set an alarm earlier. Like you're always trying to give a fix, and you're not just listening to what they're feeling. You're kind of like, you're just there to try and fix them, right? So it's like, you need to know how to show up without being intrusive, at least. So this second part is like what I want to ask you, Belle, is then how can we keep on showing up for the people that we love, for our friends, right? Even if either, we might be a little awkward, we don't know what to do. We might have noticed that we might be the type of person that's always fixing things and not really hearing them out when that's all they need, right? An ear to listen to, a shoulder to cry on, right? It's like not to anything like that. So for you, Belle, like how do you do that?
For me, like, when they're going through something, then their mind is clouded by so much uh like negativity sometimes, and they feel overwhelmed as well. So a simple smile can make them feel better, and checking up on them as well. But it can also be like, if you check up on them, then they think about the problem again. So sometimes just checking in on them, not on the problem, but like generally. And one of the other ways that you could show up for them from afar is to pray for them. So yes, at the end of the day, we have our own limitations, and Almighty God is there to help us and them as well. So um, that's the most utmost way for you to show up for someone.
That's true. And praying for your friend, praying for your loved one, just is also a great thing, because there's so many things that we are not powerful enough or capable enough to do for them that our Almighty God can. So that rendering that prayer to help our friends like go through whatever that they're going through. Like it's easy if they're going through something that's happy and joyful, right? They're celebrating something. That's easy. But when it gets really tested, your friendship, the connection, the bond that you have is when they're going through something difficult, right? And especially if then they share that challenge with you. Because again, we don't always share our challenges, our problems with just anybody, right? Like I'm sure Belle doesn't tell it to just anybody that she meets on the street, right? There are certain people, like for all of us, that we can confide to and speak to, whether that's for advice or just for them to listen, just for us to get it out. Sometimes that's enough. Being there, and I think for me, in terms of showing up for people, even though we don't know what to do, it's just like being there and being an ear to listen to is one of the greatest things. Of course, prayer as well, praying for them, but being there and just being present, having your presence around them. Like they might be going through something challenging right now. As much as possible, if you are able to at least be there in person and be engaged with them and get them to say, that's why I like food and drink, like, coffee and things like that. Because you say, hey, I brought some pizza, right? Let's eat this before it gets cold. And then you have to share a meal together, almost forcibly, right? But then that will give you time to hopefully talk and give an opportunity for them to open up if they want. The same thing when it comes with tea or coffee or just going out for like that. You are able to, generally, if you make it at home, because I make my coffee at home all the time. It takes time to boil the water. It takes time to make the coffee. You can't drink it straight away because it's too hot, right? So you're there for a good couple of minutes, which opens up the door for communication, for talking, and just being there, being present, and asking questions like, is there something, can I help you with this? Are you okay? Like, kind of like just get them to open up. I think my questions just then were kind of like closed-ended, but I'm sure there are people with more open-ended questions there. But let's read some of our insights from our Ohana there in chat. Rod says here that he also thinks it's mostly a guy thing as well, because Rod is saying it's like that, like trying to always just fix problems whenever people tell him things like, oh, my project, I wasn't able to submit it early enough. It's like, oh, why not? It's like, oh, because like I stayed up watching all these Korean dramas. Well, maybe you shouldn't do that, right? Sort of thing. Speaking from experience for me. Brian shares here, the way I keep on showing up for people is letting them know that they are always in my prayers and they truly appreciate it, right? So it's always nice to be able to do that, to be able to pray for your friend and just let them know, like, I'm here for you. I'm praying for you, that God gives you, the strength that you need, the guidance that you need to get through this challenge, this difficult time that you're going through. That's usually kind of like what I try to say, because I didn't know what to say before, right? I've had experiences when I was younger where I didn't know what to say to people who were going through something that was really extremely challenging that I've never experienced myself. Like, what do you say to that if you've never experienced it, right? So I found that praying for them and just saying that, I'm praying that they're praying for them, to hopefully that God will give them that whatever they need to get through that. Rod shares here, breathe, which is always great, right? Important for us to breathe, but also that helps other people as well. Utmost beneficial encouragement. That's what Rod says. I think this is like an UBE, an acronym, right? UBE, right? Utmost beneficial encouragement, just whatever encouragement way that you can share with your friends. And another one from Brian, which is, I reach out to them, make sure my words are encouraging. Like, there's a difference between kamusta and kamusta. Either way, they appreciate when I check in on them. I can see that the spelling is differently, but I get what he's trying to say. Like, saying it as well, at least this is how I understand it, is like when you can say the same thing, like you can say, how are you? And you can say, hey, Belle, like, how are you? And like your tone, your delivery can really invoke a different meaning to the same phrase and show that you're actually asking genuinely how they are, and not just like a passing, hey, how are you? Yeah, that's great. And kind of like in passing, whereas you really want to engage. So I think there is that, like just being there and being engaged, being present, just a little bit of effort, more than usual that we can do, is always a great way for us to show up for our friends. But with that, thank you for all of those insights and all those. There's a few more Ube examples here. Carolyn Chang says, Ube, undefeated, beautiful, everyone, right? And there's so many Ube acronyms here in live chat. But before that, we're going to take another musical break. When we do come back, we're going to ask everyone two more questions, which is basically, what can we do, like practical things that we can do to show up for our friends, especially for those who may be listening and like me in the past, like don't know how to show up for a friend during tough times, and the importance of that in showing up for your friend to reflect the love that we've also received from our Almighty God, especially as Christians, as members of the Church of Christ. Before we get to that final part of our discussion, Belle, why don't you go ahead and introduce the next song that we're listening to?
So our next song will be Like a Bright Star in the Night Sky. So hope you enjoy.
Wake up, it's time to rise and shine, 'cause the night is bidding its goodbye. shadows of the night. Let the Lord God's power in you ignite. Like a bright star in the night sky shine. For we are in darker times. Now's the right time for us to shine. Firmly hold on to the words of God. Like a bright star in the night sky shine. Let's all shine bright.
Welcome back, everyone, to Faith and Melody. We're continuing the final part of our discussion on the art of showing up. We've already talked about why it's important for us to show up, and also kind of like some of the challenges that we might face in showing up for our loved ones, not only in the good times, but also maybe in the more troublesome, tough times that they might be going through, right? And again, taking that perspective that, we all go through our own challenges and our own problems. But what's in this final part, how can we become a person, someone that other people can rely on, right? Even though we all go through our own challenges and we all have our own capacity in how much we can help, the people that are around us. What's one practical way to show up for a friend during tough times, right? Whether it's a tough time that we're experiencing, but I still want to show up for them, or maybe they're going through a tough time. Right? What's a practical way that you can do, like tonight, tomorrow, like right now? Like maybe you have a friend or someone that's going through something challenging. What's a practical step or action or a simple thing that you can do to show up for them? Belle, let's go ahead and hear from you first. Maybe we can get the microphone unmuted.
For me, asking them if they like to hang out. Because when you're going through rough times or you're going through a really hard period, you need a break, right? You need a breather. So just simply asking them, oh, do you want to hang out? Or do you want to go here? Do you want to eat out? So yeah, that's a practical way for me to show up for a friend. Because most of the time, especially when you're so emotionally overwhelmed, if you keep staying at home, it's not really good for you. So if someone asks you to go out and, I don't know, do something, then it already helps. It already helps you take your mind off certain things.
That's true. I like to hang out is great. Definitely, like to get them out of that environment, that atmosphere, right? You don't want them. What's the term when they kind of just like wallow in their sorrow, right? You want to get them somewhere where you can get them out in whatever way that you can. For me, one of the ways, a practical thing that we've actually just recently done, we've had a close friend they're going through something very challenging, very unexpected right now, and a simple thing that we did, because again, it's like we didn't know exactly what to do and how we could help. But we just went there. We dropped by, like it's like, oh, they're most likely gonna be home this afternoon, and they were, and we just brought a simple gift. In our case, again, food, right? It's always simple, but not food for us to share then and there. It's more like we just brought them one of those easy heat up in the microwave instant meals, but they're still tasty kind of food, right? Something simple. Something easy, but also something that I think can be useful, especially depending on the challenges that you're going through. And I think it was, it depends on like what trouble that or challenges that they're facing. But if you can drop by, like be there, drop by. Our intention was to just drop by. It's like, hey, we're praying for you at this time. Here's some food, so that you can, take care of yourself and feed yourself. But then we also made sure that we were open to hear out what they had to say. And we spent a good amount of time there just them, sharing kind of like what they're feeling and things like that, and just again, being a shoulder to cry on, being an ear that's willing to listen. It's more than enough sometimes. Like we had no idea. Like I personally don't know what to say in situations that are truly challenging for some people. But I think just being there and say that we're here for you, we're praying for you, right? Kind of like what our Ohana in the live chat has been sharing. And I guess just bring something simple that can also be useful to them. It's always a practical thing to do, right? Like you don't go there and bring like, well, I know it depends on what challenges that they're going through. But I think it's just be intentional to touch base with them. Just don't make it like an afterthought. If you want to be practical to show up, right, for your friends, is don't go, I'll do it if I have time, or I'll do it if I get around to it, right? Be intentional and say, I'm gonna set aside this time in my afternoon to go drop by, to go do this, to send them this message, to video call, to like there's so many ways now that we can touch and connect with each other, right? Even if you're not able to do it in person, but there's so many ways that we can do it, and just doing it and making it an intentional action is more than enough. Intentional means that you're not distracted. Like you call them on a video call, but you're distracted with the movie that you're watching. It's like, where's the intention there? It's like, oh, I just called you just because I had some spare time, but I'm really distracted with this because it's on commercial break, right? And I'm just waiting for the commercial to end, so I thought I'd call you to see how you're doing. Like, be intentional and be genuine when you're doing that. And I think that's from me. That's one thing that I would do and that I've done recently to show up for the people that you love, especially when they're going through tough, difficult times. Let's go ahead and let's post that final part, Belle, on our chat, which is, how does showing up for your friend reflect God's love in our lives? Because we know as Christians, members of the Church of Christ, we have experienced God's love, not just in our families, but with us personally. Each one of us have gone through our own challenges, our own problems, difficulties, so much things that we have surely can recall on as experiences. And God's love has always been there. God's guidance, God's everything has always been there for us. But when we are able to show up for our friends, like, how does that reflect the love that God has given us ourselves? While you're typing your answers there in our live chat, let's just read a couple of, and give a couple of shout outs here. We've got a couple of new greetings. We have Andre Palerasio saying, hello, everyone. Greetings from Oslo, East Norway, district of Northern Europe. We've also got, I can't find it anymore, but we have Nicole Mangliwan that was there as well. And we've got a few answers here. Rod sharing, food equals fixing our Ohana's difficulties. Like,
It's so spot on.
right? It's food, whether it's ube or sinigang or pizza or chicken nuggets, right? Whatever it is. It's like, it always helps. It always helps. Because you don't want to be hangry when you're facing problems. So food is always something there, right? It's always something with that, especially for us, for the culture of Filipinos mostly, right? Like, it's always about the food, something that we can share. Andre shares here, and I like this. For me, whether it's through video call or in person, I like to hang out with the friend that I feel might be going through tough times. Just showing to that person that I'm there to help, right? Something that we can all definitely resonate with is when we've gone through tough times, we feel alone physically, like we feel like nobody understands. We know we have our Almighty God, right? But at the same time, we want to have a hug. We want to feel like somebody, our presence of our loved ones and our friends or our family, whatever it is. And just being there in some shape or form. If your friend or someone that you care for is going through a tough time, don't just send them a text message. I mean, that's nice and simple. But if you can do a video call, be in person even, it really shows that you're just being present and being there, being an ear to listen to, a shoulder to cry on. That does wonders. Even though you don't know what to say, don't say anything at all. Just say, I'm here for you, right? I like that. Belle, go ahead and share with us, how does showing up for your friends reflect God's love in our lives?
Oh, before that, there's also here, Arvin Joshua Adriano saying hello po, and thanks for supporting. But yes, for me, to reflect God's love for us in our lives is, remembering that we are the lights of the world, in this wicked world, and we were chosen for a reason, right, Jay? So it's just a matter of being so compassionate and uh positive during those troubling times. You know how they say we've been taught, right, as Christians, to always rejoice in suffering. And, you know, it's hard, but you have that sense of, sense of hope, sense of happiness at the end of the day, even if you've gone through or you are going through something. So, for us to show up for our friends, even when we are struggling ourselves, or even when, we feel like there isn't much that we can add uh, to help them, it's something that uh, is already helpful, although we don't see it. Like for them it may have a much bigger impact than we know. So a simple smile, a simple "Hey, how are you?" or "Do you want to hang out?" that already goes a long way. So when it comes to that, and us being Christians, that's that there are many ways for us to show and reflect God's love in our
Mhm.
lives.
I agree. I agree. And definitely something that we also get reminded of many times in our, in our worship service lessons. It's like we should put on the mind of Christ, right? Like if we think about all the love and all the care that he's given, like, from everything that we hear during the worship service lessons, and then we think about all the times that God has helped us through our own personal challenges, through the own struggles that we've gone through. And we know that God had a helping hand there, and we felt God's love. Like we may not be able to give the same capacity to the people that we care of, but just being able to extend, and sharing that love as well with our friends, just to show up, just to be there, right? Like one of the things that we're taught, especially with our duties, is to be there to show support. So that's always one of those great things, to be there to show love for our loved ones, for our family, for our siblings, for our spouse, for our, friends, whatever it might be. Showing up, being there, it shows that love and care and that connection that we have with each other. And with that, I just wanna, before I go ahead and read some of the insights from our Ohana, Belle actually needs to head off now. She needs to show up for other for other duties, right? She's got other duties going on, and she needs to show up there as well. So Belle, before I go and read some of the insights from our Ohana, I'll give you a couple of moments just to give any final greetings and shout outs. Over to you.
I would like to greet everyone who is able to actually be with us. I know that there has been like technical difficulties and you waited for more than an hour for us to be on this show today.
But they
So
showed up. They showed up though.
you showed up. You are the proof of, like, there's the art of showing up, right? So thank you so much to each and one of you, and for always supporting us. Not only me and and Jay, but also all the other hosts during the other different days of Faith and Melody. So thank you so much to everyone. And I would also like to greet my family, Mommy Annie, Ate Erica, Arian, Sam Sam and Dandan, and everyone, so that I don't have to so that I don't have to be, sappy about it. But thank you to those who always support me and help me, and Kuya J as well. You are one of the people who, like, you just know what to say, and I'm already comforted. So yes, thank you so much, Jay, as well. It means a lot. And yes, thank you so much for everyone who was able to be with us today as well. Unfortunately, I need to go. So yes, I hope that you've enjoyed our show today, and that this has brought you much more inspiration to keep going and to show up as well, not
Thank you,
only for
Belle.
others but also for yourself. Don't forget to show up for yourself.
Thank you, Belle. And again, thank you for joining me today. I know you have to head off, so we'll let you go, but we will see you again on the next episode. And yes, thank you for that and for everything else that you've shared. And those beautiful words as well for me. I was like, I don't know what to say. I don't always know what to say all the time, but yes, I do truly grateful and thankful for having you as here on the broadcast with me. So yes, thank you, Belle.
Thank you,
And
bye.
with that, I'm going to go ahead and read some of the insights that our Ohana has been sharing before we wrap up today's broadcast. Again, thank you to everyone that has been sharing their insights. Rod shares here, showing up reflects God's love because we are the extension of His love to our family and friends, especially if we are officers in the church. We are His mouthpiece for guidance, brotherly love. And Andre also shares with us, our friends are one of the blessings that come from God. They may at times be used as His instruments to help us in times of need. We also need to remember that it goes both ways. And he also added that we're also there to show our love and care for them, right? So as much as we show our love and care for, we should show our love and care for each other, right? No matter what we're going through, whether it's the ups and downs, the highs and lows, right? We're always there to be supportive and to care for each other, especially our loved ones, our family, right? Our friends, and those who are important to us. And with that, before we play our verse of the week, our Christian value for today's broadcast, and we hope that you've taken something away, that part of our discussion has resonated with you and has helped you see things in a new perspective, and maybe try out some of those other practical ways to show up for your friends, for your loved ones, and to really be there in some shape or form, no matter how simple it might be. It really means a lot for those people who are, for our friends who are going through things that are difficult. And remember that God's love shows up for us daily in small and beautiful ways. We don't have to be perfect to be present. We can mirror God's love to others by showing up with joy, kindness, and presence. So just be there and show up with love, care, and kindness and presence to our loved ones. With that, we're going to play our verse of the week, which is this week titled, Taking Care of Friendships. So let's all listen to our verse of the week.
When was the last time you spent time with a friend? How about making new friends? How often do you go out of your way to expand your group of friends? While it's becoming easier to live an overly independent and sometimes isolated life, how important is it to cultivate friendships? Hello, I'm Brother Jojo Bayani, and for our verse of the week, I'd like to share with you what's written in Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verses 9 and 10. Having someone work with you is better than being by yourself all the time. If you have a friend, he can help you to do your work. If you fall down, he can help you get up again. But if you fall down when you are alone, you will have trouble because there is no one to help you stand up. See, having friends can enrich our lives. Spending time with our friends can relieve our stress. And our friends can also provide that safe space that we all need. When we confide in our friends about what we're going through, this can improve our mental and emotional well-being. And they can also offer different perspectives that can help us work through our problems. So take care of your friendships. Check in with your friends more and set aside time to see them, even when you're busy. And make an honest effort to be the kind of friend that you need, compassionate, kind, and patient. And be a good listener. That's our verse of the week. And if you think of a friend who you would like to share this video with, please forward this to them. Stay safe, stay strong, and stay faithful. God bless.
Thank you to Brother Jojo for that inspiring message to take us further into the week ahead, and hopefully it can help you get some extra inspiration for any challenges that you might be facing or you might face in this week upcoming. With that, again, I just wanted to thank to everyone that stuck around, that showed up for us and continually helped us, even though we experienced some technical problems there, but you were there. So we truly appreciate and grateful for your support in our today's broadcast. And of course, to shout out to Belle earlier, and to everyone behind the scenes that was helping us out for our broadcast today. A special shout out as well to our text as well, and continue to help the entire INCRadio there in the main studio, and to Sister Dessa Senas and Brother Edwin Asabuke, and special shout out, of course, to the INCRadio station manager, Brother Wally Taray. And our deepest thanks and gratitude to our CEBSI president and CFO coordinator, Brother Angelo Iranio Manalo, and to the executive minister of the Iglesia Ni Cristo Church of Christ, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo. Once again, everyone, thank you so much for sticking around with us and for sharing your thoughts and your insights. I am Jay from Australia, and with Belle, who had to leave a little bit earlier for other duties, we were your hosts for today's broadcast. To close off our episode, we'll be listening to the song Hold On Just a Little Bit. Tomorrow's episode, make sure you tune in tomorrow with our Ate Carolyn Shank, whose topic will be Positive Ponders. We hope you've enjoyed today's broadcast and you have a great start to your week ahead. Join us again on the next episode of Faith and Melody. And again, thank you to everyone. Bye, everyone. Bye for now. And we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah. This is Hold On Just a Little Bit. Here we go now.
Brothers and sisters, it's only just a little bit. We're almost there, so hold on just a little bit. A little bit longer, a little bit further. Our salvation is near. So hold on just a little bit.
Hear the cries of people starving. Feel the shakes of all the earthquakes. And see the signs falling from the heavens. Signs of how close we are to our salvation. Time's counting down. There's no reason to frown, so smile and rejoice, for that they will be saved. Onwards to salvation, that's speed and stay brave, yeah.
Hey, brothers and sisters, it's only just a little bit. We're almost there, so hold on just a little bit. A little bit longer, a little bit further. Our salvation is near. So hold on just a little bit.
Maybe not calling, 'cause God called me and you. So in these last days, we gotta stay firm and true. Spending all our days, giving our God praise. So the worship service we should never forsake. How are we going to spend our days? The worship service never forsakes. Understand we should enter His temple. Despite all our problems, how small or how difficult.
Hey, brothers and sisters, it's only just a little bit. We're almost there, so hold on just a little bit. A little bit longer, a little bit further. Our salvation is near. So hold on just a little bit. Hey, yeah.
At the door, always to perfection, to attain salvation.
Hey, brothers and sisters, it's only just a little bit. We're almost there, so hold on just a little bit. A little bit longer, a little bit further. Our salvation is near. So hold on just a little bit. Brothers and sisters, it's only just a little bit. We're almost there, so hold on just a little bit. A little bit longer, a little bit further. Our salvation is near. So hold on just a little bit. Brothers and sisters, it's only just a little bit.